OK, let's take a look now at the latest business news. So for that, we're joined in studio by our business editor, Stephen Carroll, who we're going to start with the latest on those trade talks between the United States and China, Stephen.
That's right. After 3 days of discussions, those talks have now ended. China says the outcome of these negotiations will be announced shortly. Of course, the talks aimed at resolving a dispute which had seen tariffs slapped on hundreds of billions of dollars worth of goods. These discussions were the first since Presidents Trump and Xi agreed a 3-month truce in their trade war in early December. The American side, at least, seems optimistic about the progress that's been made, as Catherine Viette now reports.
A good few days. That's how the U.S. delegation has characterized trade talks with Beijing, saying the meetings went just fine. Originally scheduled for 2 days, officials agreed to a 1-day extension amid signs of progress. As President Trump tweeted, talks with China are going very well. Officials say some headway has been made on issues including purchases of U.S. farm and energy products and increased access to China's markets. But the two sides remain at loggerheads over several key points, like structural reforms demanded by Washington to limit government subsidies for Chinese companies and to stop requiring U.S. firms to transfer technology to local partners. As China's economy slows, Beijing appears more willing to make some concessions, such as removing punitive tariffs on U.S.-made cars and auto parts. On Tuesday, the government approved the import of 5 new genetically modified crops.
From the beginning, we've believed that China-US trade friction is not a positive situation for either country or the world economy. China has the good faith, on the basis of mutual respect and equality, to resolve the bilateral trade frictions.
Beijing and Washington have until March 2nd to reach a deal. Otherwise, Trump has promised to raise tariffs from 10% to 25% on $200 billion worth of Chinese imports.
Well, optimism over progress in those trade talks helping to boost shares today. In Europe, markets opening up by a healthy amount across London, Paris and Frankfurt. Here in France, there are new figures out today as well showing that consumer confidence fell to its lowest level in 4 years in December. That's as people worry about their purchasing power, of course, an issue highlighted by the Yellow Vest protest. But that's the picture at the European Open. Over in Asia, we had significant gains on the Hang Seng and Hong Kong in trading as well, of course, linked to those trade talks and the reported progress being made. The Nikkei in Tokyo also finishing up by 1%, but the Hang Seng up by 2% at the end of its day there. Let's go next to Las Vegas and the technology showcase, the Consumer Electronics Show. This year, the latest gadgets aren't just in self-driving cars or foldable screens, but technology is moving more into what we're eating. Our correspondent, Naibe Reynoso, has been finding out more.
Here at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, it's not just about the latest robots or self-driving cars. The food and beverage industry is also taking center stage, like these burgers behind me that look like meat and taste like meat, but there is actually no animals harmed in the making of them. But how do they taste? Well, let's go check them out.
I think it's inevitable that plants will replace animals. Animals in the food system have just been incredibly destructive, in particular cows. So we are high-tech, and we are doing something really that's making an impact on people's lives.
French innovation always has a huge presence here, and if you're going to talk about France, you're going to have to talk about wine. And there's a new invention that's going to revolutionize the way it's served. But of course, always in moderation.
Un verre de vin rouge. In this machine, you have 15 liters of wine, 3 different kinds of wine. You can serve at the right temperature. So it's good for the waiters. You save money. You don't wasting time.
And there's a lot more than just food and beverage innovations. There's also new technology that helps you understand what's happening to your body after you eat. Let's go take a look. This tiny device is going to help me figure out if I'm properly digesting my food. How does it work?
Yeah, so basically you're going to breathe into it. You'll first hold your breath for 3 seconds, gently exhale into it for 5 seconds, and it'll identify how well your body's digesting the food that you've recently eaten.
Let's give it a go.
Okay, so I'm going to start it on the up, and off you go. Great. So you're getting quite low fermentation scores, so that's showing that your body is digesting the food that you've eaten pretty well.
As you can see, technology is seeping into every aspect of our lives. And after a good meal, what better way to end the day than with a good nap?
Eating and sleeping, what a better combination. That's Naibur Inosa reporting there from Las Vegas. Finally, for me, the boss of Apple's pay jumped by more than a fifth in the last financial year. CEO Tim Cook earned $15.7 million in the year to the end of September. That includes a $12 million bonus after the tech giant surpassed its financial targets for the year. Things not looking so optimistic for the current year, though. The company warning of a slowdown in demand for its iPhones, which has knocked hundreds of billions of dollars off its value. Nevertheless, Tim Cook's pay may rankle with some Apple staff because it's 238 times the median salary at the company, which is just over $55,000.
That was some bonus. I mean, it's some salary already, but pretty sizable bonus. Stephen Carroll, thanks a lot for that business update.